Okay, so the month of September 2024 has not started out as well for crypto markets as we would have hoped. But that being said, the metrics and the performance were anticipated because historically speaking, and we covered this recently, if you go back and look at all the months of September for which there is data in the crypto world, you're looking at a mean and a median of -5% in terms of 30-day or monthly performance for September, for every September. But as always, you got to dig a little bit deeper. You got to understand what's happening behind the scenes and as much as possible, follow the smart money. That includes the activities of whales and especially crypto whales and what they're doing at this time. It's actually more important than ever. Despite all the turbulence that we've been seeing lately, crypto whales have actually been super active and super aggressive. And at face value, that probably is a little bit surprising, but these guys, typically speaking, are contrarians by nature. So they're going to go against the flow. Now, you don't have to mimic every single action that the whales take, but it is a pretty good idea from a wide angle perspective to at least have a good sense of what they're doing. So we're looking at 3 coins today in the crypto space that for one reason or another whales are especially interested in. We're going to analyze these projects, analyze the potential incentives of the whales, and hopefully we'll be able to glean some information from that that'll help out our own portfolios. Welcome to the channel. My name is Maddie and this is Altcoin Buzz. I wish you all the best of luck if you choose to invest. Maybe you are a whale, maybe you're a minnow or a krill or a plankton, kind of closer to my end of the spectrum. But wherever you fall, whatever you choose to do in crypto and with altcoins, I wish you well. You just got to remember that I am not a financial or investment advisor. And so that being said, also remember that this video is not official financial or investment advice. Okay, starting out at number 1, and the first project that we're looking at on this list is Polygon. This project, of course, is an Ethereum scaling solution, and they've just officially moved from their old MATIC token, MATIC, to POL, P-O-L. This happened on the 4th of September. Lots of people expected the switch to lead to some selling and a lot of downward pressure, but actually the opposite has been the case. On-chain data is showing an increase in whale activity in particular that is buying up POL, P-O-L. Whale wallets hold between 100,000 and 1 million POL. And the number of these wallets that have those numbers of tokens held, the number of those wallets grew by over 90%. And around 33% of these wallets now control 5% of the total POL supply. Although POL has stayed around 38 cents or so, increased whale activity suggests their faith that prices are going to go up in the future. Don't forget that smart money is also patient money. Very, very patient in some cases. But why the move to POL in the first place? What makes POL different? Well, it does have some similarities with MATIC. For instance, it's still used for staking and paying transaction fees in the Polygon ecosystem. But POL has some new features as well. It's specifically designed to improve security, to handle more transactions, and to enable users to stake across multiple Polygon chains. The transition to POL therefore focuses on making Polygon more secure and better, and at least so far, whales seem to be buying into this narrative. There is definitely some enthusiasm that we're detecting here. This Altcoin Buzz Spotlight is brought to you by Control, which is one of the best crypto wallets that just went through a major rebrand that you may have never heard of. It used to be known as XDEFI, but now they go by the name of Control. Control as in control of your own finances through self-custody. XDEFI was, for context, already one of the best wallets in crypto, especially for beginners, by the way. They had great benefits like support for more chains than any other wallet. That includes Solana, Bitcoin, Cosmos, IBC, and EVM chains, one-click transfers between chains, and amazing NFT support showing all your NFTs, instead of only, of course, showing what you have on each chain. And now they have a great new gas tank feature that lets you pay gas from any chain in USDC or the native XDEFI token. That's XDEFI. Check out why more than 230,000 people agree that this is one of the best wallets in crypto. You can sign up for the Control Mobile Beta wallet by checking out the link that you'll find in the description of this video below. Moving right along on this list, we have as our second entry here, perhaps an unexpected project, one that doesn't receive all that much attention lately, but that is Litecoin, ticker LTC. And this, like I said, probably isn't the first coin that you may think of, but according to the data, and that's what's most important here, data from Sentiment is telling us a pretty compelling story. Because since late August, Litecoin has seen a pretty significant surge in whale activity. Now, whale activity isn't exactly new for Litecoin, but the thing here, what makes it interesting this time is that it's happening during a market slump. And according to Sentiment, there's been a pretty big jump in Litecoin transactions over $100,000. In the last week of August, for example, there were around 800 of such transactions, but by September 7th, that number shot up to about 1,100. That represents a 25% increase over the course of just a week. And transactions are one variable to consider, but there's more to it than just that. Litecoin is also getting a lot of attention all of a sudden on social media. The discussion rate around LTC went from less than 0.3% at the end of August to almost 3% by September 7th. That is a 10x increase in terms of mentions on social media. And for a long time, not necessarily to get into it here for the purposes of this video, but for a long time, the argument has been that Litecoin is severely undervalued if you take a look at its valuation versus Bitcoin's. That's a discussion for another time, but for right now, at least, what I want to impart on you is the fact that whales are observing something. They recognize some merit, some kind of value in this project that has, let's be honest, been dormant for a long time and has fallen by the wayside, according to many. Whales see it differently. And finally, here at number 3, we transition from surprising to, I would say, probably unsurprising. Whales are buying Bitcoin. That's not just my opinion. A lot of on-chain data backs this up. Lately, actually, the number of wallets holding over 100 BTC has hit its highest point in 17 months. This suggests, of course, that whales are still interested. And of course they should be. If you look at this here in particular, Bitcoin whales have accumulated over $7.6 billion in BTC in just 30 days. Now, the smaller investors are selling off their Bitcoin because of market ups and downs, but the whales, much more so, are in it for the long term. One whale in particular bought 322.37 BTC, worth about $19 million on the 3rd of September, and a total of 2,322.37 BTC, or $136 million in 5 days. That whale holds 8,881 BTC, or about $523 million. Then we have another whale that bought 545 BTC, a little over $30 million, shortly after the recent price drop. This whale bought 862 BTC, $49 million from the bottom, at an average price of just under 57K within 3 days. Now, I started this video by remarking that September has been a little bit lackluster, a little bit underwhelming, and historically that's always been the case. It's never been a great month in terms of performance. But October is right around the corner. And so it makes sense that Bitcoin whales are accumulating BTC in September. That's, again, because historically BTC declines in September and then surges in October. I'm not making this up. If you look at the data historically, this is actually pretty reliable. Data from 2013 all the way to 2023 illustrates this pattern. Bitcoin only really ever experienced a decline in October 2014 and October 2018, so only a couple of outlier years there. And both were during bear markets. If you remove those two anomalies, October always brings double-digit gains for BTC holders. And clearly the whales just want a piece of the action.